Video is going to discuss how to set up mailing panels on books. I have already set up this file. This is an 8.5 by 11 book, and this is the outside back cover, and this is where the mailing panel is going to be. And as you can see, I have a template here in my file. Here's the template. This is the artwork as it is set up, and here is a template showing where the artwork can be in blue. You don't want any artwork at the back on the upper top here. If you put anything up here, any artwork up here, we're going to make a big white box and cover most of it. So make sure you design your panel. This is approximately the top third of an 8.5 by 11 book. And you can see this is the binding edge. This is the spine binding edge. So on anything 6 by 10.5 inches or larger, any book that is the final size, 6 by 10.5 inches or larger, this is how you would set up the mailing panel in the top 1/3 of the outside back cover. And the indicia, the barcode will be here, the addresses, the optional return address. This is how they would be laid out and in the specific positions. We will do that for you, so you don't need to supply us with a PDF with these in there. This is how your PDF, along with the rest of your book, should be supplied. And there is a video explaining how to set up books. So let's go and show you another one. Now this is a 5.5 wide by 8.5 tall book. And you can see this is the outside back cover, and this is my template. Now, this is the spine edge here. So, as you can see, this outside back cover has image area in the whole entire mailing panel. In reality, the image should have stopped right where the blue stops, because this is 3 3/4 of an inch wide. This mailing panel type applies to any book that is smaller than 6 by 10.5. It has to be oriented this way for the post office. They require it. Now, we had to go and add big white boxes behind the indicia and behind where the address is going to go, because the post office cannot read the barcode, the indicia, the addresses with an image and artwork behind it. So try not to design an overall image or overall color on your outside back mailing panel. Try to stop 3 3/4 of an inch. Right there should be the cutoff line. So when you send us this, you're not going to have this or this in there. And we're going to say we have to cover this big area right here with a white box and the indicia with a white box, just to make the mailing panel work for the post office. So this is the last fold right here. So any book that is smaller than 6 by 10.5, the mailing panel must be oriented this direction. It must be parallel to the final fold. We will add in this information. You don't need to. We will process your list, add in the list, and we will add the appropriate indicia based upon the postage type you choose in your order. So let's see. So this is how you would send us this file. And this being, because it's 6 by 10.5 or larger, because this is 8.5, 11, this is how the mailing panel is oriented on a book that's that size. And you would send it to us like this. Now let me open up this. This is the template that I placed in my file. You can request these from the CSR, Customer Service Department. There's an 8.5 by 11 template, showing exactly where you should put your artwork, where the mailing panel is located. And there's a 5.5 by 8.5 template showing the orientation of the panel and where the artwork should be. Again, you can request these from customer service and they can send those to you. Now, for your list, if you have international addresses, you must separate them into a separate Excel file. The reason being, if you combine them with your domestic US addresses, when we process the US data through the US database, the USPS database, it will automatically delete all international addresses. They must be separated out. As you can see, I have my Excel file sample set up as columns for name, company, address, address line 2, address line 3, city, state, zip, and country. And this is for the international list. Company, address line 2, address line 3 are optional. Name, address, city, state, zip, and country are required for international. For domestic, name, company, address, address line 2, city, state, zip, company, and address line 2 are optional. You could also add in your own company line 3 or address line 3, whatever you want to add in, you can. If we can fit it into the address block, we'll try. You can't combine all these into one column. They must be separated like this, because when we process this list through the USPS database, it's looking for these names in the first line of each column to know that this is zip codes, this is the state, city, etc. So it must be separated out in individual columns like this. Again, the domestic must be kept separate from the international. And for the list right here, we want XLSX files, native Excel files, not CSV files. If sometimes in CSV files, if you have special characters like ampersands, accents over vowels and names, it could potentially swap those for weird characters or multiple weird characters. And ampersand can get swapped with, like, I think it's 5 different characters, like a code sort of. It will process and print that way. So we can't fix that. You have to go line by line to fix that. Make sure you give us an XLSX Excel native file, not CSV, if you want your characters, your special characters, to come out correct. Okay, so again, this is what we want. You can place your template that we can supply in here so you can design your artwork, but make sure when you export your PDF of your book, do not include the template. We can't delete it. Make sure you don't include it. Same with this size, the 5.5, 8.5. Do not include our template that you can get from the customer service department. We cannot delete this. You must supply us just your artwork with the rest of the book.